It's 2022. It's March 12th. Lewis was watching something before called The Adam Project, but ADAM, didn't know. The theoretical of the movie being that the the younger and the older person in a time and space encapsulate and able to exist was explored, I suppose, in this movie. There was an interesting scene in there which actually doubles for a piece that I was in, like in real life, not in theoretical, not in movie producer land. It was either 2000, 2001 for me, in fixed time. And he looked so much like Alexander James, anyway. But he was dressed so much more sophisticated than my son has access to on this side as of right now. And I remember him asking the man that he traveled with to help me and to save me from the man that I speak about in the future, or the Jason. That was where I would leave that night or that moment and go back to, which I did not want to go back to. It wasn't safe for me there. It was around the time that he tried killing me. So the older Alex, for Alex, Adam, there's a whatever. But in the Adam Project movie, Ryan Reynolds, the actor, sat at one end and of the table, Mom at the other end. The real thing for me in the Alex before he was born to this set of circumstances, because my real fix was not corrected to where I needed to go and was led into this direction. Alexander had a special ID that I couldn't read. And he told the man that I would be better off with the person on the other side that was asking for me and that really loved me and would treat me the way that I deserve to be treated. My son, or whatever, said I hadn't, it was hard to explain, but he put his hand on his chest and then, io mi io. He also, and I didn't really understand at the time. I kind of did, kind of sort of, but not really. He looked so handsome and so familiar, but in a, like, mother-son kind of a way. More home, like where comfort resides in whatever. So there was a man with him that I did not know, and he spoke not only to me, but to the man to his side on, I don't know, was it bar stool, whatever, where the man was standing, I can't remember. And he said that he saw his own self with who I wanted to be with, not Benjamin's dad, but the person that really wanted me and that I keep asking for, and that his life would be the way that if he had a choice, he would prefer it. So it was not only that he wanted it for me as well. Since whoever's arguing elsewhere, and however that worked, that was back in 2000, 2001. And there's already an argument on the side that I want to be on, about whatever the moment was. But still, even though I'm in, according to the Adam Project, they call this fixed time. But I'm not in a conducive environment. They also reference a broken electromagnetic seal. That would explain. I know that in the theoretical world of whatever, the way that they explain the electromagnetic field, the buttons are popping off the jacket. I mean, like, it's really like over exaggerated on the, just in like a tiny frame at a very high velocity scale. But the truth is, on the genetic portion, which they don't elaborate on, it would actually explain why the girth and the, I mean, I call it girth, but it's the size of the genetic sequence. It's just so much. I mean, my shoulders look broader, my hips look broader. I'm still the same height, but like everything looks bloated. And I don't know if scientifically, if that's because normally you're not supposed to biomedically, ethically test things out on humans, especially to this length. I mean, this is a violation of biomedical ethics on such a perverse scale. But it would also explain why, if that's the construct verbally, because they use a Sorin, Sorin reference, which the sound articulates with the other thing I said today about sorority and whatever. And then the Canadians with the word sorry or sorry. And I'm sure there's other tie-ins with that. I just don't know what. But the other thing is that, like, burrs on the ass of a really delicate area, the whole disgusting why Ryan Reynolds has to be romantically involved with the, oh my god, it's like, whoa. I couldn't even watch it. I'm like, but Linda was in front of was in the room with the remote, and it's just like, oh god, again. It's like, god, it's everywhere. Oh, it's like when shit hits the fan, it just, oh god. So anyhow, that was really rough to have to. That was like not a feast of anything. Ugh, ugh. Leaves such a bitter. Ugh. It's like eating that black licorice that you know you hate, but it's whatever. Oh God. So I don't know. So that happened. So it's all these tie-ins. I mean, I see the references everywhere. I just don't know. Then the same person came back in a brown bomber jacket, leather, with, or same looking, with, asking about electronic darts, which got really confusing. He said, but you're my calendar system. And I'm like, And he's like, and he said something about having to answer a questionnaire, and I'm just like, I am not following what it is that you're trying to get at. I think that was in Holbrook, in some billiard club, or maybe that was the Roadhouse. I can't remember, in Lindenhurst that one night. But I know that there was something I wasn't supposed to be. I think the Roadhouse was a transfixed night where multiple hub spots came together, and that was right around the time of Frank Falco, and it was a real problem. But tall, handsome, and belongs with mom. And he said, I know, he goes, I know you know that I'm, he's like, something along the lines of, I know you heard some of the names, I know you heard some of the sayings, whatever, to Frank. He's like, and I know, he says, because I'm there. He's like, but I'm also here, like this, to speak on my own behalf. And pretty much intimated to Frank that, like, we're not like the rest. And that I was special, and that I only like tall guys, and the people that matter know that, and they know that Frank's not tall. But despite these efforts, at the time Frank was driving a white Mustang with two stripes, two black stripes. That was when he was working for something called a deco, and he was a business analyst. I didn't know what that was. But when I went to his office, it was nothing biomedically ethically approved to be on Long Island. It looks like something Sanjay and Chow related, as far as massive computer programmers, but like not the right ones. I don't know what they were constructing, but I feel the effects. The biomedical rhythm of this area is off. It's like the pulse, the heartbeat, wherever they're keeping me within the construct of time and space. It's not healthy. It's not passing biomedical ethics, that's for sure. And I feel it. And at like some point, like at the end, Ryan Reynolds says something to someone else. He's like, to the girl who walked into the wrong room, he looked at her and he's like, you're not even on the right campus. There seems to be a lot of that in this concoction of multiple stories breaking and breaching in such a way that it is so dangerous to be human and so painful to be human right now in this area. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. It's like I lean over to tie my shoes, and I can't breathe at the same time. That's how horrible. It's almost like